Hey everyone, welcome back. We're diving deep today into something I think we all kind of think about,
Yeah.
leadership.
Yeah, leadership.
How to be better leaders. I mean, I know I think about it all the time. How to.
In different contexts, right? Like,
Yeah, yeah,
not just at work, but like in your family and with your friends. And
absolutely. So we've got this book. It's called Harnessing Your Inner Power, Unleashing the Leader Within.
catchy title.
It is very catchy.
I like it.
And so, yeah, we're going to kind of go through it, pull out some good stuff, hopefully some practical advice that, we can all use, maybe some funny stories. Who knows what we'll find.
Yeah, you never know. This one, when I was looking at it, it seemed like it had a good sense of humor about itself.
Oh, that's good. I like that.
Which is important with leadership because, we all make mistakes and
Oh, yeah.
you got to be able to laugh at yourself sometimes.
Yeah, for sure. So I guess like the first thing that struck me when I was looking at this book was this idea, it's like a central theme, I think, that everyone has leadership potential.
Yeah, they really emphasize that, don't they?
Yeah, they do. And I don't know, I'm kind of curious to unpack that a bit. Like,
Yeah.
what does that even mean? I think a lot of times we think of leadership is like you're the CEO or, you're the manager or you've got some title.
Right, exactly. You're in charge of a bunch of people.
Exactly.
But this book, what I liked about it is that it kind of broadens that definition. It says leadership doesn't have to be about a formal position. It can be about influence.
Oh, influence.
Yeah, like how much are you able to kind of inspire other people or guide them or empower them, even just in your everyday life? Like, think about it.
Yeah.
Do you have friends that come to you for advice, or you're the one who kind of organizes things, or maybe you're really good at motivating your kids to, do their homework or whatever? Like, those are all little acts of leadership.
Yeah.
Even though I don't have a title or anything, you're still influencing people.
I like that.
Yeah.
So it's really like not about the role, but about how you interact, I guess, with
Right.
other people.
It's more of a way of being than a
Yeah.
specific job or whatever.
Okay, I like that. So then it gets into, they give some practical advice
Oh, yeah.
on
Yeah.
how to actually, unleash that inner leader or whatever.
Absolutely. And there were a lot of good nuggets in there, but I think one of the things that really resonated with me is this emphasis on setting clear goals.
Goals, okay.
Yeah. Now, I know that sounds kind of basic, right?
Yeah.
Like, duh, set goals. But they really break it down. Like, having that really clear vision, it helps you focus your energy, it helps you make decisions, and it also helps you get other people on board.
Oh, I see. Yeah, because they understand what you're aiming for,
Exactly.
and they can maybe get
Yeah.
behind that.
Yeah, they know what the roadmap is.
Okay, yeah.
What are we all working towards?
Oh, it's not just for you, it's for everyone.
Right, exactly.
Excellent.
So that was one thing I really took away. And then the other thing, kind of related to that, is communication.
Okay, yeah. Got to be able to communicate.
Oh, it's huge. But again, they go beyond just like speak clearly, be concise, all that stuff. It's more about actively listening, understanding other people's perspective, and, even like adapting your style so that you're communicating in a way that resonates with whoever you're talking to.
So, like, if you're talking to me, you're going to communicate differently than if you're talking to, your dog walker or something.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly. So you got to be, a little bit chameleon-like in
Yeah.
your communication style.
So you're saying, I mean, I've definitely seen this too, where, leaders, sometimes they just don't listen.
Oh,
They
yeah.
just kind of are like, this is what we're doing, and that's it.
Yeah. Or they're just not very good at explaining things or understanding where other people are coming from.
Yeah.
And that can torpedo any kind of leadership aspirations.
Right. Makes sense.
So communication is key.
So we've got goals, communication. What else they got?
Well, another big one, and this is something that comes up in pretty much every leadership book I've ever read, is trust.
Yeah, trust. You got to have that.
Oh, it's the foundation
Yeah.
of any strong relationship, whether it's personal or professional, but especially in leadership.
Yeah, if you don't trust the person, why would you follow them?
Exactly. And they even get into like specific behaviors that build trust, like being transparent, admitting when you're wrong, keeping your promises, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Like, think about it. Think about a leader that you've really admired, somebody who you really respected.
Yeah,
Chances are you felt like you could trust them.
absolutely. Yeah,
You felt like they had your back, they were honest with you,
totally.
and that made you want to follow them.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So trust, big one.
All right. Now, I saw in the, like, kind of the blurb about this book that it has some motivational stories.
Yes.
Anything jump out at you?
Oh, yeah. There were a couple of really good ones.
Okay.
But there was this one about this woman. She wasn't like a CEO or anything. She was just like a regular person.
Okay.
But she lived in this neighborhood, and there was this park that had just kind of fallen into disrepair. It was, trash everywhere, and the equipment was broken, and she just decided, like, I'm going to do something about this.
Good for her.
Yeah. So she like rallied her neighbors, she organized fundraisers, she, got the city involved, and eventually they completely revitalized this park.
That's so cool.
Yeah, it became like this thriving community space. And what I loved about that story was like, here's this woman, she didn't have any formal authority. She wasn't, the mayor or anything, but she saw a need.
Yeah.
And she took action.
And she became a leader.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And she made a real difference in her community.
That's really inspiring. Like, you don't have to wait for someone to give you permission to lead.
Exactly. Exactly. You can just, step up and do it.
Yeah. All right, so now for the fun part.
All right.
The humor.
The humor.
Because, leadership doesn't have to be all serious business all the time.
Right. And actually, this book, it uses humor really effectively, I think.
Oh, good.
In a couple of ways. Like, one way is to point out those kind of common leadership pitfalls that we all fall into.
Okay.
Like micromanaging, for example.
Oh, yeah, guilty.
Yeah. Like, there is this line that I laughed out loud when I read it. It said, "The best leaders know when to delegate and when to simply get out of the way."
That's so true.
It's so true. But it's like such a funny way of putting it. Because
Yeah.
it's like sometimes the best thing you can do as a leader is just step back and let people do their thing.
Totally, yeah.
So that was one way they use humor. And then the other way, and I thought this was really clever, was that the author kind of pokes fun at themselves.
Ooh, I like that.
Yeah, like they share their own leadership mishaps,
Yeah.
their own mistakes, and it makes the whole thing a lot more relatable.
Oh, absolutely.
Because it's like, hey, I'm not perfect. I mess up too.
Yeah.
But, you learn from it and you move on.
Yeah, it's like we're all human.
Exactly.
And we're all just figuring this out as we go.
Exactly. And I think that's a really important message for people to hear because sometimes leadership can feel really intimidating.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I could never do that.
Yeah.
But when you see that even experienced leaders make mistakes.
Yeah.
It makes it a lot less scary.
More approachable, right?
Yeah, definitely.
So I guess, like, if we had to distill this whole book down, like, what's the one big takeaway?
The one big takeaway, I think it's that we all have leadership potential.
Okay.
Like, it's inside all of us. It's not about waiting for somebody to give you a promotion or a fancy title.
Yeah.
It's about cultivating that influence, developing those skills,
Yeah.
and using it to make a positive impact, whatever that looks like for you.
In your own way, wherever you are.
Exactly.
Awesome. And so on that note, I want to leave our listeners with something to think about.
All right.
What is one small step, just one little thing that you can do today
Yeah.
to kind of step into that leadership potential? Maybe it's speaking up at a meeting. Maybe it's volunteering for a project, something small.
Yeah, just one little thing.
Yeah, just to get
To
started.
get the ball rolling.
Exactly. So think about that. And thanks for joining us on this deep dive.
Thanks, everyone.
We'll see you next time.
See ya. Bye.
Bye.